Sunil, you're on mute.
Good evening, distinguished Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests. A very warm welcome to meeting number 98 of the Gabbys online Toastmasters. I'm Sunil Gupta, your sergeant arms for the meeting. At the sergeant arms, it's my duty, it's my responsibility to maintain the decorum of the meeting. So to maintain the decorum, I want to highlight some key points. The meeting is scheduled for a duration of 2 hours. And if you want to get maximum benefit out of it, I would request all of you to stay for the entire duration. No skills can be gained without helping others. So please keep your videos on and audios off to help the speakers and role takers during their speeches. However, you can turn on your audio when you are called to speak or you yourself need to speak. Regarding the topics of sex, religion, and politics, even though Toastmasters International doesn't put any restriction on speaking on these topics, at the Gabbys online Toastmasters Club, we always request all the speakers and role takers to be mindful and responsible and abstain from expressing any controversial views on these sensitive topics. Our mission is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop their communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Let me now call upon the presiding officer of the meeting, Toastmaster Smruti Sagarika Mohanty. She is an experienced B2B, business to business sales professional and certified soft skills trainer with a decade of industry exposure. Currently pursuing a full-time master's degree in the US, she is very mindful introvert, striving to become a profound public speaker. Grateful for the camaraderie of the Toastmasters fraternity, she actively serves as a club coach, a club mentor, and an area director. Continuously learning and growing with her pathways, she also serves as the president of the club, the Gabbys Online Toastmasters Club. Apart from this, according to my experience, I would say she is the one of the Toastmasters, one of the members of the Gabbys who is always in high demand on the Gabbys. She is capable to play any role, any responsibility, from TAGL to contest chair. Sometimes I've seen her for the last 6 months since I joined the Gabbys. She is capable to play two, three, four roles all together. I don't know how she can do. So please put your hands together to welcome the very hardworking, I would say charming, the presiding officer of the meeting, Toastmaster Smruti Sagarika Mohanty. Over to you, Smruti.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sunil Gupta. That was symphony to my ear, and you added true meaning to an introduction. That was so, I might say, in an informal manner, so sweet of you to add your personal touch to it, but it means a lot. That's the camaraderie or the fellowship of a Toastmaster to another Toastmaster. So, can we please hear it for our Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Sunil Gupta? Thank you for letting us know the mission, the intent of why we joined a Toastmasters meeting. As a presiding officer, I hereby call another meeting of the Gabbys Online Toastmasters Club to order. Good evening, good morning, and to good afternoon, everyone who is joining here across different part of the globe. Reason being, I am joining from another part of the globe, hence a hello from my end. Well, it's interesting to see familiar faces. It's always good to see new face in a Toastmasters meeting. Today, as I am welcoming you, let me welcome in a formal manner. A welcome is quite partially incomplete if we don't know more about each other. You will gradually know about this particular meeting, about our role takers, but before that, let's know more about you. People who are joining us maybe for the very first time or who are joining us and yet to be a member of any Toastmasters fraternity. Can you help us with a quick 30-second introduction, letting us know your name, the place from where you are signing in, and what brought you to a Toastmasters meeting? I see many black box on my screen. So let me start by calling out few names. May I request Puneet? Puneet, would you help us with a quick 30-second introduction and also let us know if you are a guest or a visiting Toastmaster?
Hi everyone, good morning and good evening. My name is Puneet. I'm based out of Gurgaon. My qualification is chartered accountant. I'm working with a consulting firm, and I'm a part of the Lokpin Toastmasters Club in Gurgaon, and I'm running this meeting as a guest.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Toastmaster Puneet. How did you get to know about Gabbys?
So I'm part of a group, WhatsApp group happening now. So I
Okay.
got a message on that group.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I hope you have a pleasure meeting with our fellow members as well. May I now request Mahantesh? Mahantesh, I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. Would you like to help us with a quick 30-second introduction?
Yeah, uh, I am Mohantesh. I joined from Bangalore location, and I'm working as a deputy manager in Havells company in sales. And I was just searching the Toastmaster online. I got to know this Gibby's Toastmaster, and I wanted to build my communication and confidence. So that's the reason as a guest, I joined the this thing.
Interesting. And is this the first Toastmaster meeting for you?
Yes.
Awesome. You are in the right place at the right time. And I'm pretty much sure and optimistic that you will have more confidence once you leave this particular meeting room. Thank you so much for joining. Can I ask one more individual? Um, Mr. Firoz Fazal, are you a visiting Toastmaster or a guest to this particular meeting? May I request to share a quick 30-second introduction? So you're on mute.
Good evening, everybody. This is Feroz Fazil from Allahabad. Actually, I'm a member of Prayagraj Toastmasters Club, and I'm joining your meeting basically uh, based on the topic of the meeting for music and Toastmasters, just to listen to what the people have to say on this topic. So that's my interest for joining today.
Interesting. Thank you so much, sir, for joining Gabby's meeting. Well, in interest of time, I may not have called your name now, but you know what the best part? You have the chat function. Quite optimally, mindfully, and maintaining the decorum of the meeting. You can introduce yourself in the chat to our fellow members and guests. If not, wait for the team or to come and ask you with few questions. Else, wait till the last leg of the meeting. I'll come back once again to connect with you, understand your thoughts about the meeting as well. Second part, the Zoom meeting. It is such a versatile platform. Please feel free to use wise emoticons in order to appreciate your fellow speaker or evaluator or any particular role taker in this particular meeting. Intent is to maintain the rhythm of this meeting where the theme is about music. Now we have a mix of Toastmasters and guest as well. So for everybody, there is no harm to reiterate what this fraternity brings together. This fraternity of Toastmaster International, legacy running from past 100 years, started by a visionary, Dr. Ralph C. Smedley, with an intent to build a platform for people where we can learn the communication skills, the leadership skills as well. With that intent, Gabbys is no different. We are adding to the same harmony. Gabbys is a family of 3 clubs. Gabbys Online Toastmasters Clubs meeting on Tuesdays. Gabbys International Toastmasters Club meets every Thursday, and the Gabbys Toastmasters Club meets every Saturday in a hybrid arrangement. That's more about Gabbys, but let's get started with the meeting arrangement. You will explore more about us, but now it is time to understand the rhythm of a meeting. In order to understand the rhythm, we have a theme and a dedicated individual who will take the proceedings ahead. For now, let me introduce the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Sree Lakshmi, who brings more than 14 years of expertise in finance and tech consulting, a project management professional by career and a solo traveler by passion. She is someone who knows how to manage complex symphonies at work and find harmony in the unknown while exploring new places. Toastmaster Sri Lakshmi, the stage is all yours, and we are all ears to know more about the music, the language, the universal language, rather. Over to you. Can you please give a huge round of applause for Toastmaster Sri Lakshmi, our Toastmaster of the day?
Thank you so much, Presiding Officer, for the warm introduction. And greetings, fellow Toastmasters, distinguished Toastmasters, and guests present in the call today. Are you all ready for the musical journey? I hope yes. So, moving ahead, you can all hear me, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Got it.
loud and clear.
Sure. So, as your music maestro today, I welcome you all to this musical journey, which is beyond words and language, which is purely just going to touch your soul. I'm going to start with a quote by Stevie Wonder. Music is a world within itself. It's a language we all understand. As today's theme is related to music, and irrespective of the different languages that we come from, what binds us all together is the rhythm and the tune. I believe everyone will agree to this. For some of us, music is just a hobby, and for some others, music is a passion by themselves, be it learning different instruments or listening to different genres of music. Is there anyone who could help me out with the different genres of music that we have, might be at a high level? You can just unmute yourself and speak out or use the chat function.
It's classical music and light music, ghazals, and what else? Bhajans, shabds. Everything is like different genres of music, and folk music as well.
That's correct, Toastmaster Sapna. Anyone else would like to cover the other portion of the genres of music? Anyone would like to try?
Yeah, I would like to try if it's
Sure,
okay.
distinguished Judge
I'm
Panel Deepak.
sorry. Oh, this is Bala here, but I'm sorry. I'll just come on camera in a few moments, but I'm just reaching home. This word
Sure.
genre was very new to me, and I heard this from a musical director whose name is Anirudh, and he was doing this video with his director, and he said Tamil and Arabic. Tamil and Arabic. That's the genre. That's what he said. I really did not understand that, but that was a song he did for one of the superstars in down south whose name is Vijay. That is what
Got
I get to say when I hear the word genre.
Sure, Toastmaster Bala. That's right. I mean, just to mention at the high level, some of the most popular genres is considered to be like pop, rock, hip hop, classical, R&B, which is rhythm and blues, jazz, and electronic. Currently, we have around 50 genres of music, but then it all boils down to around 10 to 15, which is at high level. So before we move ahead, since we are speaking about music, so I would like to know more from the audience, like what kind of genre of music do you like? And is it just a hobby for you, or are you passionate about music? Maybe you can just take a couple of them. You can just raise your hand for quick 30 seconds. Sure, Sapna. Please, Toastmaster Sapna, go ahead.
Um, uh, from the very beginning, like when I was in my childhood, as a small child in my school, from those days onwards, I love music. It's my favorite hobby, and I am very passionate about it. And be it in any form, say in the form of vocal or instrumental or classical or light or anything, I just love it. And that's it. I am very passionate about it. Thank you.
Sure, Toastmaster Sapna, I can very well resonate to it. Yes, Priyanka, quick 30 seconds. Please go ahead.
I have been a part of the musical choir group throughout my school, and even after that, I've trained on in music. So it is a big part of my life. I'm very passionate about it, and I listen to different kinds as well, be it different genres or in different languages. Like I'm very much into it.
Thank you for that wonderful take, Toastmaster Priyanka, and hope you can actually listen to one or two lines from your end going forward. So without further ado, we'll actually move to the structure of the meeting today. So for the benefit of guests and new members, I would like to explain the structure of today's meeting. In a regular Toastmasters setup, we have three sections, where the first section is the prepared speech, second one is a table topic session, and the third section is an evaluation section. But for today's meeting, we'll be having just two sections, where one is the prepared speech section, followed by an evaluation section. So Tuesday's meeting are a bit different from the rest of the other meetings that we have. So today, each of the speaker will be evaluated by two evaluators. And the reason for the same is to provide the speaker with a different perspective and approach from both the different evaluators. So basically, what points will be covered by the first evaluator, the second evaluator would be offering some unique feedback apart from whatever points were already covered. So it also challenges the evaluators to evaluate at a high level and a much more deeper analysis. And it also offers the audience with more deeper insights and more food for thought. So without further delay, I would like to call upon the general evaluator for the day, which is Distinguished Toastmaster Deepak Manjani. So he is the president of Mic Testing Advanced Toastmasters Club. He works as an engineering team manager in data tools and simulation at Aptiv. He's been Toastmaster for 9 years, who has served as an area director twice and is a current Division G director. Toastmasters helped him become a better person and helped him boost his career. Over to you, Distinguished Toastmaster Deepak, and to brief about your TAGL team.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Sree Lakshmi. Feedback is the breakfast of champions. We have heard this quote a lot of times, especially Toastmasters around. This quote is from Ken Blancard, someone who has released 70 books and has sold more than 15 million copies of collectively of his book. So I'm here today to provide you feedback. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. And it may be the breakfast or lunch or dinner for you, depending on your time zone. However, I'm here to provide you with that so that you can improve as a club, as a role taker, as a Toastmaster, as an audience in future. To do that, I cannot do it alone. For a 2 hours meeting, I need a team, and it's my TAGL team, TAGL. Let me introduce them one by one. They'll introduce their role and talk about what they will do during the meeting and what their report will be about. Let me introduce first of all Toastmaster Meeta M. Shah. Meeta M. Shah is a teacher by passion and profession with a focus of building a strong foundation through early childhood education for children. Timer, Toastmaster Meeta Amcha.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Today, I am a timer. As a timer, I'll be noting down each and every role takers, like a speakers and the evaluator. So, when the first speaker today, the timing is 5 to 7 minutes. I'll be showing the cards as follow. I'll be showing at 5 minutes, green card, at 6 minutes, yellow card, and at 7 minutes, red card. We have an icebreaker, so the timings will be different. So their icebreaker speech will be 4 to 6 minutes. So at 4 minutes, I'll be showing green card. At 5 minutes, I'll be showing yellow card. And at 6 minutes, I'll be showing red card. We have a speaker 3. The timings will be 3 to 4 minutes. At 3 minutes, I'll be showing green card. At 3 minutes, 30 seconds, I'm showing yellow card. And at 4 minutes, I'll be showing red card. And the extra buffer time will be 30 seconds. Now, evaluation, we have 6 evaluators. So all the timings will be as follows. For 2 minutes, I'll be showing green card. At 2.5 minutes to 30 seconds, 2 minutes, 30 seconds, yellow card, and at 3 minutes, red card. For all the evaluators will be the same time, and after 30 seconds will be extra as a buffer time. I'll be giving my report when called upon by the general evaluator. Over to you, general evaluator.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Meeta. Let's utilize the time that we are taking from our audience appropriately and ensure we are within the time. Next, let me call upon the counter of the day, Prasang Mani. Toastmaster Prasang Mani has completed his engineering in 2021 from NIT Allahabad. Since July 2021, he has been working as a software engineer in Redisys. His hobbies are playing badminton, chess, and going to the gym. Toastmaster Prasang Mani, our counter of the day.
Yeah, thank you, General Evaluator. So, good evening, fellow Toastmaster and guests. I am playing the counter role to the meeting. The purpose of our counter is to listen and make a note of unnecessary word and sound used by all the speaker and role player to the meeting. This report would focus on 5 major areas. First is filler words such as error. Second is inappropriate interjection, for instance, and, well, but, so, you know. Third is the use of crutch words, similar to basically, actually, this thing, etc. The fourth is repetitive words or phrases in the form of I, or this means, this means. Fifth is unintentional long and short pauses made by the speakers. I will present my report at the end of the meeting. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Toastmaster Prasang, there is a bit of an audience disturbance. Can you please rectify it at your end?
Sure.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. The counter would be noting down the usages of filler words and breaks and repetitions. Please ensure to speak fluently so that you have lesser counts of fillers, just to fill in case you could not hear what the counter stated. Next, let me call upon the grammarian of the day. Sundarma Pereira. Toastmaster Sundarma Pereira is a self-proclaimed introvert with a knack for finding happiness in meeting new people and embracing fresh experiences. In 2024, she proudly served as Vice President Education of the Gabbys Online Toastmasters Club, where she navigated the whirlwind of 160 meetings with grace and good humor. Now, as treasurer of the club, Sudharma continues to bring her humble, fun, and approachable spirit to every interaction. Want to say hi or share a laugh?
She's just a message away and always happy to connect. Grammarian of the day, Toastmaster Sudharman.
Thank you, General Evaluator. As grammarian, I am listening to all the speakers, evaluators, and role players of today's meeting. I am noting down good usage and the bad usage of today's meeting. My another responsibility is introducing the word of the day. Today, the word of the day is crescendo. Hope you can see in the chat box. Okay. It will post in future. The meaning is a gradual increase. For example, the noise rose to a crescendo. The port engine sound rose to a crescendo. And excitement in the auditorium slowly built up and reached its crescendo when the star walked on stage. So I ask everyone to unmute yourself and please pronounce this word, crescendo.
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 Thank you.
Crescendo.
Thank you. So I will submit my report at the general evaluation session. Over to you, general evaluator.
Thank you. Please inculcate the word of the day on your speeches as you go so that you get special mentions in the grammarian report. Next, let me call upon the listener of the day, Sapna Aggarwal. Toastmaster Sapna Aggarwal was born and brought up in Chandigarh and blessed with two sons. She is a law graduate and practicing in Delhi. She is learning new languages and completed advanced diploma in French. Her hobbies are singing and traveling. She firmly believes that this society has given us a lot, and now it is our turn to give back to the society. She's a very spiritually inclined person who believes that God is very kind. Toastmaster Sapna Agarwal, listener of the day.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Today, I am the listener for the day. I've taken up this role for the first time today. And as a listener, I would be listening to whatever is being said in the meeting by paying close attention to all the details. And towards the end of the meeting, I would be asking a few questions which I would be framing during the course of the meeting. And I hope that you all give a patient hearing and listen to whatever is being said by the others. So my one thing I would like to say that listening is a great art, a great skill, and if you cannot become a good speaker if you are not a good listener. So what do you call? I would like to just say that please listen very carefully. And towards the end of the meeting, I would be submitting my report after asking the questions. Thank you so much, General Evaluator. Over to you.
Thank you, listener of the day. Let's ensure to listen appropriately and answer questions towards the end, which would help us to take our listening skill towards a crescendo. With that, I give it back to Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Sree Lakshmi. I'll come back with my report towards the end of the meeting along with my tag team. Over to Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Sree Lakshmi. Thank you.
Thank you, Deepak, for introducing yourself and your TAGL briefing. So without further delay, let's move ahead and take a halt in terms of the music journey for the prepared speakers. So today we'll be having 3 speakers followed by the 2 different evaluators for each of the speaker. So calling upon the first evaluator, Toastmaster Smruti Sagarika Mohanty. As Smruti Sagarika Mohanty has already been introduced, I would go ahead with the project details and calling out the evaluators. So Toastmaster Smruti Sagarika will be evaluated by Nishitha and Toastmaster Gauri Aggarwal. Can you please confirm your presence in the call?
I'm there. I'm Gauri.
Okay, and Toastmaster Nishitha, I believe you're here.
Yes, I'm here.
So Toastmaster Smruti Sagarika will be attempting her project P3 level L2 for the pathway presentation mastery. The project title is Introduction to Toastmaster Mentoring. The purpose of this project is for the member to clearly define how Toastmasters envision mentoring. And the purpose of this speech is for the member to share some aspect of the previous experience as a prodigy. Timer, please note the timing would be for 5 to 7 minutes. The speech title is Beyond the Job Description. Toastmaster Smruti Sagarika Mohanty, Beyond the Job Description. Beyond the Job Description, Toastmaster Smruti Sagarika Mohanty. Over to you, Mr. Presiding.
One more speech. Again, a mentor and a mentee. Is it really like a job with a job description? Why not? Because I had similar thought while I was trying to balance my situation in both the end. But with respect to this particular project of being a prodigy, let me take you a time where I wore confidence on the outside, but a chaos inside. I had just been promoted to enterprise sales. Our title was shiny, but the expectation were even shinier. Bigger clients, bigger meetings, and more bigger was the pressure. I was stepping into a board meeting filled with seasoned, passionate professionals, and trust me, I felt like a school kid sneaking into a graduate class. Now, with a quick raise of hand, tell me, how many of you have ever felt that you walked into a room and thought, I don't belong here? That was me. Thank you. And that was me. Pretending to swim while silently, internally, I was drowning within. My breakthrough, or let me say my breaking point, came when I entered a meeting where few of my clients were there, sitting right in front of me. They were randomly putting some strategical questions on my face, expecting me to give some strategic answer to it. And I was completely clueless. And when I was clueless, I froze. My mind went blank. I tried to smile awkwardly because that's the only thing which I can do better. I thought they will not get to know what's happening within, internally. After the meeting, well, the meeting was chaos, but after the meeting, I was ready to embark or embrace the impact. I thought my manager will call me and blow up, will completely blow on me. But surprisingly, he did not. What he did, well, he asked me to walk with him. We went to the cafeteria. We sat there, silently sipping our cup of coffee. He did not critic. He did not question. He did not even try to challenge or correct me. He simply asked, "What made you freeze?" I honestly answered, "I don't want to say something which is not right. Rather, I don't want to say wrong things in a board meeting to so much professional and experienced people." He nodded and replied, "Smruti, is not always about being right or telling the right things. It is about standing tall, even when the grounds are shaky." Quite cliche, but that moment cracked something within me. It was meaningful for me. From that particular day, he became more than a manager, a mentor. But not that kind of, who sticks to the matrix, meeting, revisions, and etc. etc. He was more like a lighthouse in a foggy harbor. Someone who is not trying to steer my ship, rather guiding me from a distance, allowing me to sail, but helping me to avoid the rocks around. He involved me in the client meetings, client calls, not to test me, rather to trust me. And he wanted me to trust back. He challenged my thought process with questions. Questions like, why do you believe this pitch will work? If you were the client, what would matter most to you? With thorough practice for a couple of weeks, the D-Day arrived. Another board meeting with same clients, same pressure, same clients, same stakes, but a better me, a better version of me who was there in that particular meeting. That time, when the question came, I did not freeze. I'll not say I was not scared within, I was, but I decided to pause. Took a deep breath. And instead of trying to impress, I chose to connect with them. Quite authentically, I said, here's what I know. Here's what we can still together figure out. But let's discuss about it and I'll circle back once I have the answer. There was a pause in the room. Then few nods. Those nods was everything for me. That was the crescendo of every nudge, every conversation, every quiet lessons he had poured into me, which I reflected in that particular meeting. It was not a great finale. However, it was the moment when the music shifted, where I switched from an uncertain situation to an unwavering commitment. His mentorship did not change me over time. He did not change me. He did not ask me what to say. Rather, he allowed me to be myself when I say something. So he mentored my mindset. And that's made most of the difference. Not just in that room, but in every other room which I attended after that particular meeting. Looking back, I have realized what shaped me most was not the task of my job or the job roles which were defined. It was the invaluable lessons which I learned beyond the job description. The courage to speak, the resilience to try again, the trust among the fellow members. Now, at present, I strive to pass on this particular message. Whether it's a new member in team, a new member in Toastmaster, I remind myself every role comes with two set of expectations. Something which is written in the job description, that's an offer letter. But something which is written in a no ink at all. So whether you are a prodigy who is still figuring out your new chapter, or you are already a mentor who is quietly editing something somewhere in the back end, the story of your mentee, remember something. Sometimes in life, one conversation can change a day. One nudge can change a path. And one strong believer can change a life. Be that believer to someone or find yours. Because that's the real magic. Magic doesn't lie in the task, the timetable, the periodical arrangement, or the targets. It lies in the timeless human lessons beyond the job description. Thank you so much. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Smruti, for that wonderful crescendo of thoughts with respect to beyond the job description topic, which we could all resonate to. Could we give a round of applause once again? So moving ahead with the next speaker. So Toastmaster Gurdit Sandhu, who will be evaluated by Toastmaster Upasana and Toastmaster Harshita. Could you please confirm your presence in the meeting?
Yes.
Thank you all.
Okay.
Yes, we are.
So thank you for the confirmation. So Toastmaster Gurdit will be attempting level 1, project 1 of the pathway Persuasive Influence. The project title is an icebreaker speech. The purpose of this project is for the member to introduce themselves to the club and to learn the basic structure of public speech. Timer, please note, it will be for a 4 to 6 minute speech. The speech title is The Ultimate Realization. Toastmaster Gurdit Sandhu, The Ultimate Realization, the ultimate realization by Toastmaster Gurdit. Over to you, Gurdit.
Imagine being one of the sharpest minds in the room, with the potential to take on challenges heads on that others might even fear to attempt. But still, you're not able to get the best for yourself. What could be the reason? What could be the hindering factor? Yes, you might have guessed it correctly. It is communication. The ability to put your thoughts in front of the world. The ability to get your thoughts to the real world. Communication is the key, everyone says, but what this key is able to unlock, or how do you get that key, or how you build that key, is something which lies with the individual itself. Hello everyone, I am Gurdit Singh from Karnal district of Haryana. I am an MBA graduate from Symbiosis Institute of International Business, currently handling the responsibilities of a territory business manager in DFPCL. Ever faced a situation like the one I have mentioned above? You are fully prepared with each and every answer, each and every scenario that can come up. You have put in efforts to be as much confident as possible. But suddenly, you find yourself struggling in situation where you have to articulate your thoughts quickly and use the knowledge at your hand to get answers and have conversations which will pass the evaluation bar of the person or the panel on the other side of the table. This was the exact situation with me when I started preparing for my MBA interviews and group discussions. I was very much confident with my academics. But whenever there was a situation where I had to articulate my thoughts without prior preparation, I found myself struggling there. I decided to work upon myself and the hard work paid off. I was able to crack the targeted colleges. I thought the road ahead would be smoother and I'll be able to glide easily. But to my surprise, I found myself lost in the sea, with people around having even better communication skills, and I'm struggling to match the level. This was the time when again I had to work upon myself, and this time it was more on the side of observational learning, and I missed on the basics, practicing articulation. I managed to get through. I managed to clear the interviews for my placements with the feedback from the near and dear ones to improve upon my communication throughout the journey, and eventually turning some of it into appreciations as well. I thought I had gained enough, but with a feeling deep down that I might have missed on the basics, with 50% being the real reason and 50% being self-doubt. I was not able to realize this fully until I started my corporate journey, where the appreciation and perception of your work lies heavily on the part that how concisely you have articulated and how nicely you have explained your work. With the old fear of missing on basics kicking in, I had to face some difficult situations, which did not turn into my favor. At that time, I thought, it is the high time I need to do something permanent with this. I need to remove the fear and doubt of communication for once and for all. I thought of doing which will really help. I thought of doing something which will really help me in this. And I joined Toastmasters. The relationship between knowledge and confidence has always felt like the question of chicken and egg to me. But one thing that I'm really sure of is, if knowledge helps you to take one step forward, then confidence will help you take two steps forward. Confidence in your communication will help you to get best of what you have in your hand and prepare you to get best from the world. So here I am, introducing myself to the club and accepting an area for the improvement. This quest for improvement has brought me to Toastmasters. What is your reason? It could be same as mine, or it could be a push from your colleague or a friend. But whatever your reason is, we are here for the same reason, to improve upon our communication skills. As a quote from the Emmy Poehler, find yourself a group of people who will challenge you and inspire you. Spend a lot of time with them, and it will change your life. And guess what? Gabby's gave me that. So I'm ready to take this challenge heads on with bunch of folks who have the same goal as mine, to be impactful communicator. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Gurdit, for this wonderful icebreaker speech. Could we give a standing ovation for Toastmaster Gurdit for his first icebreaker speech? Moving ahead with our last speaker, which is Toastmaster Sravan. Toastmaster Sravan will be evaluated by Toastmaster Mohan and distinguished Toastmaster Sourav Dutta. Could you please confirm your presence?
Yes, very.
Okay. Sorry, quick introduction. So Toastmaster Sravan, an experienced IT professional, specializes in regulatory compliance and IT system governance, driving efficiency and compliance. Beyond work, he's passionate about Vinyasa yoga, self-healing, and music, and is currently pursuing a master's in yoga. So moving to the project details, Toastmaster Sravan will be attempting level 3. Project would be elective of the pathway visionary communication. Project title is Deliver a Social Speech. The purpose of this project is for the member to practice delivering social speeches in front of the club members. Timer, please note the time would be for 3 to 4 minutes. Speech title is Humor That Heals, Silence That Speaks. Toastmaster Sravan Kumar, Humor That Heals, Silence That Speaks. Humor That Heals, Silence That Speaks. Toastmaster Sravan Kumar, over to you.
Fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests, today I would like to invite you to a journey not just to mount a man, but to celebrate a legacy of laughter, a legacy of resilience, a legacy of a tiny man in his bowler hat changed this world without uttering a single word. Sir Charles Spencer Chaplin. We all of us remember him as simply Charles Chaplin. He's not just a comic figure. He's a mirror, one that reflected the struggles of the society at the time. With the grace, with the charm, and most importantly, with his innocent, twinkling eyes. Born in 1889 in London in poverty, Charlie Chaplin known hardship at the early age, but instead of letting it define him, he shaped it into a beautiful art. Through his silent films, he taught us how to speak with heart without uttering a word. Isn't it? How can we forget the movie The Tramp, the iconic character with a mustache and having cane in his hand, just rolling and with an awkward walk? I believe the tramp is not just a fun figure. It is us. It is a symbolic representation of a dreamer, a fighter, a lover for life, and also he is simply reflected the society's struggles with his characters. If you see his movies, he made us to laugh in the movie Kid. He made us to cry in the movie The City Lights. In The Great Dictator, he made us to think. More than that, made us to feel. That last dialogue, which was delivered completely with full voice at the time of World War, the entire world was at the teetering edge of the war, still echoes that we think too much, feel too little. Charlie Chaplin is a master of physical comedy. More than that, he is a human truth. Once he said, to truly laugh, you should have an ability to take your pain and play with it. That's his genius. Turning a painful situation into performance and from performance to purpose. As Toastmasters, we all of us try to find out our voice, but he taught us voice is not just making sound, it's an expression, it's an authenticity, it's a connection. Just raising a single eyebrow can is as powerful as 1,000 words. That is where the emotion transcends to language. We are here not just to remember him, but we need to thank him for teaching us humor can heal and silent can speak. And over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sravan, for that wonderful take on the topic. I guess humor that heals and silence that speaks. Yeah, thank you all for your thoughts. Timer, can you please let us know with respect to the time report, any disqualifications from any speakers?
Yes, Sravan Kumar has taken 4 minutes, 32 seconds.
Sure. Sure, okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Mehta. So moving ahead with the next set of journey, we'll be taking just a 2 minutes break, and it's going to be a very short break because we have an exciting activity related to music on the other side. So don't disembark from this musical journey. I welcome you all to come back after 2 minutes break. We'll connect back at 8:24. Yeah, thank you all for coming back. And could I see more people on the video? It's going to be a fun activity. It's actually going to test more of your listening skills. Okay, so the next section is going to be a fun activity where you actually need to guess the song. So it's going to be very shiny flip of the initial part of the music where you need to guess the song and if possible, the genre of the music. And it's actually all about your testing skill, also about your listening skills. So first song. Any guesses from the audience? Yeah, please go ahead, Priyanka.
Hotel California.
That's correct. Next one. Any guesses?
Macarena.
That's correct. Sorry, who was this?
Gauri.
Okay, yeah, thank you. I would encourage more audience to participate. Any guesses?
Double word or something?
That's correct, yes. Next one.
Lose Yourself by Eminem.
That's correct. Who was this?
Deepak.
Okay. Next one.
Pehla Nasha.
Right. I believe most of them guessed this one. Next one. Any guesses? Yes, Toastmaster
Mysterious
Nishitha,
girl,
you raised your hand.
something? Mysterious girl?
That's correct. Sorry, who was this?
DK.
Okay, yeah. Yes, DK, thank you. Sorry, hope you're able to hear that audio. I'll just play it once again. It's a classic song.
Bad.
I believe there is some answers in the chat window. Yes, that's correct. It's Billie Jean by Michael Jackson. Next one.
Shape of You.
Shape of You, Ed Sheeran.
That's correct. Yeah, thank you so much. I believe all are good listeners here and all know the songs pretty well. Might be a one tough one. Any guesses? It's a classical song. I'll play it once again.
The Fourth Season?
Mozart.
First season.
That's correct. Whoever mentioned Four Seasons, that's the right one. I guess we'll go ahead with one last one.
In the Club. In the Club.
That's correct, yeah. Because all are music lovers in this audience and all are very passionate music lovers. Yeah, thank you so much, audience, for participating and hope you enjoyed it. We have another activity, but hope we have time to do that. But moving ahead, and before I pass on the baton to the general evaluator, thank you all for the active participation in today's journey. And coming to a little bit about my musical journey. So initially, it started as a hobby for me. I was not a passionate music lover. But as the time passed by, I guess my passion grew more in terms of learning different musical instruments like piano and guitar to an extent. And also listening to varied kind of, like genres of music, be it the classic or the latest kind of music. And slowly I started moving towards more understanding the lyrics rather than just listening to the tune and the melody of the songs. It was more in terms of like, syncing to the lyrics of the song. And for me, if I listen to any song or like any song, it's going to be like on a repeat mode in my playlist. And of late, my playlist includes a lot of classic songs like from Michael Jackson, George Michael, varied artist. So before moving ahead, and since we can take like two people might be in the audience to share their viewpoint on music, be it their hobby or what we can just carry forward from the first half that we had. Any two volunteers to share your thoughts on music? Or if anyone would like to sing one or two lines for us. Anyone? Toastmaster Priyanka, would you like to sing two lines for us?
Oh, I think I'm gonna pass on that one.
Okay.
I can sing a Bollywood song, which you also played. If you
Sure, quick 30
I
seconds.
can
Okay?
sing Pehla Nasha.
Sure.
पहला नशा पहला खुमार नया प्यार है नया इंतजार कर लूं मैं क्या अपना हाथ है दिले बेकरार मेरे दिले बेकरार तू ही बता. Thank you.
That was wonderful, Toastmaster Sapna. Can we please give a round of applause to Sapna to come forward and sing two lines for us? Anyone else before we move ahead with the general evaluation? Toastmaster Sudharma, would you like to sing something for us?
Yeah, I have one song I was repeating these days. I don't know whether I sing it
Dharma,
nicely.
आगे ही.
I will sing 2 lines. Himagira mata Samuraki Mahasamudura Diaralaki Himagira mata Diaralaki Mahasamudura Diaralaki Katua Kulet Malpu Budami Obasina Henam. Yeah, that's I know you can't understand, but sing a song.
Thank you so much, Sudharma. I believe that's like a Sri Lankan song, right? Yeah, thank you so much. I guess there was one famous song which I can actually, click back to, which is a famous, Sri Lankan artist. Yeah, but thank you so much for coming forward and attempting it for us. So without further delay, and we will come back if we have time for one more activity, but I will actually hand it over to the general evaluator now, and over to you, Distinguished Toastmaster Deepak Pinjani.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Sri Lakshmi. Apologies, just give me a minute. Yeah. So first, I'll call upon the evaluators. Hello, am I audible? Visible? All good?
Yes.
Okay. First, I'll call upon the evaluators for each of the speakers today. For the first speaker today, who was Toastmaster Smruti, let me introduce the first evaluator. So, Toastmaster Nishitha. Toastmaster Nishitha is a second year, 4th semester student doing CS at Ramaiah Institute of Technology. She has a few hobbies that keep her going. She loves singing, reading, writing, poetry, and other stuff, and also loves studying psychology from time to time. She ultimately describes herself as a curious and sensitive person. Over to Toastmaster Nishitha.
Thank you, General Evaluator, and a very good evening to all the Toastmasters present here. First of all, one more evaluation. I feel like an absolute rookie in front of such experienced evaluators. How was that introduction? Wasn't it amazing? Well, today our speaker Toastmaster Smruti demonstrated that. I believe today she is our singer, and I'm just on the sidelines giving feedback to her. But wow, what a lovely introduction that you demonstrated. I believe the context was brought out perfectly through this, and there was a vivid description. And I was able to understand your tone and how you are setting the speech. Before I start, what is a music instructor who does not mention or cater to the speaker's environment requirements, who does not specify what the speaker wants exactly? How will I be evaluating today? I will be using the sandwich method, typically what is used in Toastmasters. The positive points followed by the negative points and then positive pointers again, after which I will give you a small challenge for your next speech. First of all, for the positive points, I believe that this goal of your speech was to mention how Toastmasters mentoring is demonstrated, how important it is, and you had to do this with an anecdote, a personal anecdote from your life. I believe half of the goal was accomplished, but not the full part of it. But for the positive pointers, I believe you vividly painted how your mentor went beyond your job description and encouraged you and helped you a lot within your life. Now, I cannot just mention that you have accomplished your goal, but how you have accomplished it. What was there? Was there vocal variety, body language? Was the speech structure good? To start off, your vocal variety. He did not critique, question, or challenge me. You effectively used vocal variety in such sentences. And you also mentioned it with the conversation with your manager. You changed your tone for him, you changed your tone for your own voice. I believe you also had perfect vocal clarity throughout your entire speech, which was amazing on your end. And the manner in which you spoke, it was perfect. Perfect IAC evaluation criteria followed. In terms of body language, you had effective hand gestures, you demonstrated the conversation really well, and for in the small window of your screen, you perfectly did your part. You paused, you took a deep breath in between, which showed your body language usage, which is perfect. And in terms of speech structure, I believe you had a really solid introduction, really solid conclusion, where the inspirational message to be a good mentor was sent across. On the other hand, on the negative side, I believe you did not accomplish the full goal of your speech, which was to demonstrate how mentoring is important in Toastmasters in particular. You should have emphasized on the concept of Toastmasters more in your speech. I believe in terms of your structure, there could be storytelling or anecdotes followed by your learning. I believe there was storytelling in your speech, but you did not mention what was your learning exactly very well, and it was not clear to the audience. I also believe that you could have paused at the start to command your attention to the room, to put across your assertivity that I am speaking right now. All in all, I think you did a good job on the entire part of your speech, and my small challenge to you would be to improve on your speech structure. That's it from my end, and all the very best to you in your future speeches. Over to the general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nishitha. Let me now call upon the second evaluator for the speaker, Toastmaster Smruti. She's a chartered accountant by qualification. She is currently pursuing her passion as an image consultant and soft skills trainer. She also conducts motivational sessions for leadership as a life coach and trainer. She endeavors to build her brand, rebrand, self, which takes care of everything needed in their transformation journey. She's currently the Vice President membership of the Gabbys International Club. Let me call upon the second evaluator, Toastmaster Gauri Aggarwal.
Thank you, General Evaluator. I just want to confirm, am I audible? My internet is slightly unstable. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay, Toastmaster Smriti, a speaker has the ability to reduce the invisible distance between herself, between the speaker and the audience. And I think you did that beautifully today because you opened up with your vulnerabilities. And a speech like this, a project like this demanded that. I don't belong here. Firstly, something which relates to many of us, relates to your evaluator for sure. And what you used to do, you were you became an awkward speaker, which was me. So a lot of relatability there. Now you also told us how your mentor helped you to kind of get over that insecurity or that little bit of quirk that you had. Very profound messages which came out for me. A mentor is someone who does not test but trusts. Mentoring is a mindset. The structure of your speech, rule of three always outshines. And I could hear that at multiple places. Some places that I remember it is the same clients, the same stakes, and the same meeting, but you had changed. The closing message of your speech, when you said one nudge, one believer, and one something, there was another one that stood out for me. It sounded like melody to my ears. The vocal variety of your speech. It wasn't just the content, but your delivery. I wanted to look at you. I just didn't want to hear you. There was body language when you said, I don't belong there. The facial expressions, the hand gestures, you were animated and every part of your body was talking. The vocal variety supported the excitement, which rose to a crescendo. Now, if I wanted to give you a recommendation, I'm going to give it to you for the opening, for the body, and for the conclusion. In my opinion, your first sentence was one more speech, mentor, mentee. Now, it didn't go off too well in my mind. I felt that, is it going to be a burden for her to speak about a mentor-mentee relation again? Of course, that was not what your speech was about, but that was my first thought. The second part, coming to the body of your speech. Now, it is an observation that when you're fully emotional and animated, you happen to mispronounce grammar. For example, you said, written in no ink at all. He blew on me. I think you meant to say he blew me up or he blew up on me. So that went a little wrong. And that is only when you're extremely heightened in your emotions. The closing. Now, I was losing patience because the message for me was getting a little longer. If you would have stopped in the rule of three, one nudge, one believer, the next one, with pauses, it would have been a perfect superlative speech for me. So Toastmasters Priti, continue with your animations, your beautiful, beautiful delivery, beautiful content, sharing your vulnerabilities and your stories. And if you can work a little bit on being careful when your emotions are heightened and shortening the message and closing it at a PowerPoint. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Gauri. Next, let me call upon the third evaluator for the day for the speaker Toastmaster Gurdit Sandhu. Toastmaster Upasana Ghosh. Upasana is a chirpy, happy-go-lucky bookworm who loves to eat, cook, travel, listen to music, and read about Indian mythology. She's been fortunate enough to visit 13 different countries and loves exploring new cultures. Currently, she works as a senior technical writer for a MNC. Let me call upon Toastmaster Upasana, the third evaluator of the day.
Thank you so much. Every great orator once stood exactly where you are standing today, at the very beginning, full of nerve, passion, and promise. And today, you took that very brave step. And first of all, I would applaud and I would request everybody to applaud since it was your icebreaker speech. So that is commendable that you took the first step towards speech and towards upcoming speeches. Now, what went good, what went well, I would say, is your confidence and presence. Your screen presence was absolutely adorable and it was very crisp to the point. I did not feel that it was your first speech. So that command, what you had in on-screen presence was absolutely good. Your structure, your speech structure was very, very clear. It was crisp, clear. It had a introduction, body, and ending. And audience connected with your story, who you are, and what brings you to Toastmaster. Everybody could connect, and your authenticity, the way you have spoken, it shows that you have put in your emotions in your speech. So this was very commendable, and I really liked. I would go towards a suggestion, and since it is your first speech, I know that henceforth you'll give more speeches and we'll see more of you. You will get to learn many things during your path and everything. But there are few points if you can manage to take care. One is vocal variety. As in, there are times where we speak our speech rather than feeling it. So the voice goes very monotonous. So if you can be a bit mindful regarding that, that would be better. Like when you have to show excitement, you can deliver it through your vocal variety. Since this is online presence, so we won't be able to see that much of you. Hence, second is your body language. Now, this is a problem with everybody in online, and I understand that. The laptop, the keeping of your laptop. I assume that the laptop was on table and you were standing, so it was like this. So next time, try if you can find a place where the laptop is on your nose level so that we can see until this much part. Right now, I am sitting, so you can just see up to here. But if I keep my laptop far away, you can see the more torso. Why is this important? So that I can see your hands, gestures, and your facial expression is completely clear to everyone. Since again, I'll repeat, it is an online presence, online thing. We need that. So keep that in your mind. And third is your eye contact. So make sure that you are seeing in the camera rather than people, so that's a direct eye contact. Nevertheless, I would say that your first speech has mesmerized everybody and has touched every audience heart with your authenticity. Just make sure that you manage these few pointers, and I'm sure you're gonna rock in this Toastmaster Club. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Toastmaster Upasana. Next up, let me call upon the fourth evaluator of the day, again to evaluate the speech of speaker Gurdit Sandhu. Let me call upon Toastmaster Harshita. She's a final year business student at Reva University currently serving as Associate Vice President Education at Sunshine Toastmasters Club. Toastmaster Harshita, the fourth evaluator of the day.
Greetings, Toastmasters. I am your evaluator and I'm back with my evaluation report. Firstly, I want to congratulate Toastmaster Gurdit Singh to introduce yourself to the club. A very big round of applause for him for introducing himself to the club, and the way he did it was phenomenal. I would like to congratulate you on that. And talking about your evaluation, you right off the back you started your evaluation with a very intuitive question. That is a classic way of going about a speech, right? You start with a very intriguing question and end with a very thought provoking quote. So a good job on that part of your speech, so that brings a structure in your speech, right? So that was one good thing that you excelled on. And talking about the confidence that you had on like when you were giving your speech was best. It was phenomenal. I I I couldn't say that this was your first ever speech in a forum, right? So that was one of the best things that you did there as well. But if I have to nitpick, or if I have to give a challenge to you, or the things which you can work on to give your speech from good to get your speech from good to better, I would suggest you to have mindful pauses. I know for an icebreaker speech, you're sometimes you get nervous and you tend to move in a very fast and a monotonous way during your speech. So if you are able to bring in a little bit of pauses, that would have conveyed your message more better. And kudos on creating relatability on your topic. Even I, as a struggling public speaker and a struggling person who always struggles to put myself out there, articulation is something which even I struggled with. Trust me, even now I struggle myself in bringing in creating, you know, putting my messages out there in the world. So good job on that. And talking about that struggle, i know I know in 30 years of your life, you have a lot of experiences and a lot of things that you would have gone through. I was wishing some of them to be included in your icebreaker. So that was one thing which it's not a mandatory thing, but that was my opinion. And one more challenge would be, yeah, feeling the energy while you're giving your speech, right? You have to feel the energy, and that is when it transmits to your audience. So that was one thing which I felt lacked in the speech. So all in all, a great speech. Thank you for giving getting to this first step in your Toastmaster journey, and I wish you all the very best. Thank you for your speech.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Harshita. Let me call upon the fifth evaluator of the day, who would be evaluating the speaker, Sravan Kumar. Toastmaster Mohan TMR, originally from Andhra Pradesh and raised in Hyderabad, now based in Bangalore, holds a bachelor's degree in business management, BBA, 2 years of experience in digital marketing, and now working at Amazon as senior marketing executive for the last 4 years. In his free time, enjoys traveling, watching movies, and attending webinars of business and martech. Let me call upon Toastmaster Mohan, the fifth evaluator of the day.
Thank you, General Evaluator, for the brief introduction. Toastmaster Sravan, congratulations for your completing the visionary communication of level 3. You didn't give any the theme. It was really happy. You was just taken the journey of Legacy Charlie Champion. We all enjoyed the theme. The way topic you selection, it is connected to the audience as well. So that was the we really felt happy, and I loved the poetic line as well, turning a painful situation into performance and from performance to perform. This is what we loved this poetic line. I can say like you are having a very good eye contact and body language. and good vocabulary also you used. Also, this is the audience awareness topic. So usually evaluation we do like three method, like commendation, recommendation, and commendation. So this was a commendation. Coming back to the recommendation, the content is very good, but it would be great like if you could align better intro, body, and strong conclusion. Somewhere it is missing. It would be good like if you can had a strong conclusion like, and you should also use more vocal variety like body language change little bit slightly, and that is, and you should also change the camera angle little bit, like we can't see the fully like hands are off, hands only we can able to see sometimes. It should be good like if you fit the camera angle. And the fourth feedback, like somewhere we can see some pauses, it's okay, that will be there, but you should little bit work how to stop giving the pauses in the right time, where cannot the right pauses. And that is the feedback. Like overall we really enjoyed the theme, we loved the poetic theme, and it's a journey like very awareness about the Charlie, and shows whatever the topic and the speech aligned, it is really aligned to the theme. That's it. So I would really wish you all the best and good luck for your future speeches. Thank you, Sravan.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Mohan. Let me call upon the sixth evaluator of the day, Distinguished Toastmaster Sourav Dutta. Distinguished Toastmaster Sourav Dutta is a winner of 2 Distinguished Toastmaster Awards and has completed 11 paths in Toastmaster Pathways. He has been a President's Distinguished Division Director, a Distinguished Area Director in the past. Outside Toastmasters, Sourav has played several leadership roles in Fortune 500 companies, startups, and non-profits. Currently, Sourav is building his own edutech startup, Practive, which he founded in June 2020. The sixth evaluator for Toastmaster Sravan Kumar's speech, Distinguished Toastmaster Sourav Dutta.
My dad was never my best friend. He was always a dad. I was scared of him. I respected him. The only time my dad made an attempt to make me a friend of his is when he took me to a movie. The name of the movie was Modern Times. Sravan, I absolutely love you, man. Your speech actually gave me goosebumps. I traveled 20, 25, 30 years back in history into that hall, the theater, where me and my dad were sitting and watching this movie, Modern Times. What a choice of hero you have to bring in a speech which celebrates silence in an era of cacophony, noise, chaos. There cannot be a better ode. In your speech, even before you started your speech, I absolutely love the title. The title which talked about humor that heals and silence that speaks. And I was like, what is he going to talk about? And never in my wildest dream did I imagine you will be talking about Charlie Chaplin. That was a sixer. And then you went on from there with a lot of stories, a lot of movies, and a lot of anecdotes from Charlie Chaplin's own life. When we talk about our heroes, one small mistake we make is we assume that people that we are speaking to know as much about the hero that we are speaking about. I think you also made that small mistake. You assume that we all have watched Ram. Maybe not. We should have. It's a criminal offense to not watch that movie and die. But if we have committed that offense, you will have to bring us up to speed. Tell a couple of lines about that movie. What is it about? What happened there? That will also get us intrigued to watch that movie. The second thing is, you said a wonderful line. You said, voice is just not making sound. It's about expressions. But you told us that. You didn't show us that. I was waiting for you to practice that in your speech. Where you said, I was about to challenge you to say, when you said raising a one single eyebrow, I said, why don't you do that, Sravan? But then I realized that you can't do that because you're not Charlie Chaplin. But at least you can raise 2 eyebrows, right? something to show that what is a micro expression, because Charlie Chaplin is the master of micro expression. So these are my recommendations for you, Sravan, that try to bring a little bit of micro expressions in a speech where you're talking about the master of micro expression. Try to bring in a little bit of more context about some of the things which you know a lot, we don't know much about. But please don't let these recommendations stop you from giving such speeches which actually heal us. Humor sometimes brings out the deepest pain. And your speech, Sravan, suddenly makes me miss my dad. I'm going to call him right after this call. Thank you. Back to you, Gene.
Thanks a lot, distinguished Toastmaster Sourav. Next, I'll give my remarks on the speakers and evaluators, and then we will go with the TAGL team report. First speaker, Toastmaster Smruti. Amazing storytelling skills with use of specific hand gestures, for example, sat there. I would suggest to also work on voice modulation and facial expressions a bit. For example, when you say, I tried to smile awkwardly, I tried to smile awkwardly. So it shows, right? Coming to the evaluators, Toastmaster Nishitha from Sunshine Toastmasters Club. Extremely energetic, encouraging, and constructive evaluation, covered content structure and delivery appropriately. Just one recommendation is, instead of using words like negative side, we can say opportunities to improve, or here are a few recommendations from my end. That's the only one thing if I would nitpick. Great take on telling the speaker to focus on takeaway and connecting to the project. The second evaluator, Toastmaster Gauri Aggarwal. Very calming evaluation. It was soothing, like a relaxing music to listen to. Closing message to the speech was mentioned like 111, which was something that connected with me as well. And you mentioned that it was melody to ears, which beautifully connected to the theme, to the feedback, as well as to the speech of the speaker. So really well done on that. The improvement you gave, that the first sentence did not resonate or connect swiftly, was great as well. Second speaker, Toastmaster Gurdit. So most of the feedback has been already covered. I won't add up to that because I agree to some of that. I would go to the evaluators directly. And I would also applaud you again for giving an icebreaker today in front of all of us. Thanks a lot for sharing about yourself. The evaluator, Toastmaster Upasana. You applauded the icebreaker speech, which was amazing to do. You focused on eye contact, video positioning, and then also the aspects of the speech where it was very good. One recommendation is to focus on timing so that you don't have to cut short your summary of your evaluation and the speaker can take away the summary with them, right? Fourth evaluator, Toastmaster Harshita from Sunshine Toastmasters Club. You again applauded the icebreaker. Amazingly done on that. You mentioned the improvement point, one improvement where the pauses could be better. You also mentioned that more experiences could have been shared. I would also like to listen as a speaker, if I was the speaker, which experiences did I miss to share? Was it my personal, professional experiences or other experiences? What kind of experiences you were looking forward to, which I missed out, so that I can have that specific feedback as well. The third speaker, Toastmaster Sravan, only recommendation for you is on the timing. Just by 2 seconds, I have seen people miss on to contests as well on the grandest stage. So please work on that one tiny aspect. Evaluators, Toastmaster Mohan, you mentioned that the uh, improvement points on body language, camera angle, pauses. When you spoke about pauses, I would also here to listen as a speaker of the speech. where in my speech were the pauses missing or inappropriate? So if you would just mention one or two instances, then as a speaker, I can relate better on why and where it can improve with the demonstration part of it. Distinguished Toastmaster Sourav Dutta, picture perfect evaluation. You had a personal connect with the speaker and all of us by speaking about your father and how this speech resonated with your experiences on going on a movie day with your father, right? That's an amazing personal touch that as a speaker, then I would love to listen to the evaluation once I get the personal touch with the evaluator, right? You mentioned phrases like goosebumps, it was a sixer, took me back 25 years. We assume that people we are speaking to know all about the hero that we know, right? You mentioned the quote on voice from the speaker, and then you beautifully connected it and told the speaker that you could also have done without voice, some kind of enactment in your delivery. That was a very nice touch as well. And especially when you mentioned raise at least two eyebrows, if not one. So having realistic input to the speaker that, okay, you cannot raise one, maybe two, right? That was amazing as well. Your conclusion was amazingly connected back to the introduction. So it was a perfect, picture perfect evaluation. Kudos on that. A master class on evaluation today from you. Now, with that said, I would go back to the TAGL team report for the day. Let me call upon the timer of the day for timer report, Toastmaster Meeta.
So timer today as the speaker one took time 6 minutes 30 seconds. Speaker to Gurdit Sandhu took time 5 minutes 10 seconds. And speaker 3 Sravan Kumar took 4 minutes 32 seconds. Evaluators, Nishitha, evaluator 1, she took 3 minutes 16 seconds. Gauri Aggarwal took 3 minutes 26 seconds. Upasana Ghosh took 3 minutes 30 seconds. Harshita 3 minutes 16 seconds. Mohan Kumar took 2 minutes 1 second. DTM Sourav Dutta took 3 minutes 21 seconds. So all are qualified for the voting. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Meeta. Let me now call upon the counter of the day. Before I call upon, can I please confirm if your microphone is fixed? If you can just do a quick check so that we don't have background.
Yeah, if I'm audible, just let me know.
Perfect. All right, let me call upon the counter of the day, Toastmaster Prasang Mani, for our counter report.
Yeah, thank you. Just let me know if my screen is visible.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so this is the counter report. And I would like to congratulate Toastmaster today. I mean, having the more presence on the meeting, and even after that, he used very less filler words. And apart from that, in the speaker section, all the speakers were like used very less filler words. Especially when Smruti was speaking, I was trying to find the filler words, but I could not. And the reason was like, if you look at all the speakers, they were speaking with a moderate speed, and also whenever there is a required, they were taking the pauses. So that's the reason, like, I mean, they were using the less fillers. So that's the recipe for the using less fillers, like speaking with moderate rate and taking the proper pauses. Yeah, so that's my report for today.
Thanks, Toastmaster Prasang. Next, I would call upon the grammarian, Toastmaster Sudharma, for the grammarian report.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Hope you can see my screen. Can you see my screen? Yeah. Okay.
It's still sharing. Yeah.
Okay, today word of the day was crescendo. And today, a lot of Toastmasters use this word of the day because at the introductions, I asked them to pronounce it. I couldn't find names, but I can show you. Distinguished Toastmaster Deepak, And Toastmaster Smruti, Toastmaster Sree Lakshmi, and Toastmaster Gauri use the word of the day. The best usage of the words today, Toastmaster Sree Lakshmi used music journey, and Toastmaster Smruti and the PO address camaraderie, and her speech seasoned, passionate professionals, unwavering commitment, pause in the room, embargo, embrace. Toastmaster Gurdit used articulation, perception of work, and Toastmaster Sravan echo, twinkling eyes. Toastmaster Harshita at her evaluation, phenomenal and niche pick. And DTM Sourav celebrate silence, criminal offense, and deepest fear. In the speeches, I could hear the rhetorical questions Toastmaster Sravan use. He speaks with heart without uttering a word, isn't it? It is a rhetorical question. And anaphora, Toastmasters Smruti use change path, change life at the beginning of this speech, and strategic questions, strategic answers. He did not criticize, he did not question, he did not try to ask. And the resilience, the connection, the trust. Toastmaster Sravan used 3 sentences. I just could remember one is a connection, and other words I couldn't remember. So descriptive words, Toastmaster Sravan used master of comedy, and at the evaluation, distinguished Toastmaster Sauro used master of micro expression. Hyperpora, question and then answer. Toastmaster Gurdit used what is your reason? It can be same as mine. That was a hyperpora. And metaphor and similes, chicken and egg, Toastmaster Gurdit used in his speech, and he is a mirror, Toastmaster Sravan, and Toastmaster Smruti, he is a lighthouse. As recommendations, I heard he is reflected, so we can say he reflected. That's all my report, and back to you, General Velvet.
Thanks a lot to our grammarian of the day. Next, let me call upon the listener of the day to check our listening skills.
Thank you, General Evaluator. As a listener of the day, I've closely heard all of you and have framed a few questions, which I will be asking now. Kindly raise your hands, whosoever knows the right answer. My first question to all of you is the General Evaluator, Deepak Pinjani. He has been a Toastmaster for past how many years?
9 years.
9 years.
Yes, that's the correct answer. And the next one is who mentored Toastmaster Smruti to face the audience more confidently than before?
Her manager.
Her manager, company.
Right?
Yeah, manager.
And the third one is Toastmaster Gurdit Singh. Can anyone tell the speech title of his speech?
Ultimate realization.
Correct. That's the correct answer. Now, next one is Toastmaster Gurdit Singh is from which place?
Haryana. Haryana.
Haryana.
It's partly correct, but if you can just name the specific place.
Punjab, Haryana.
He was from Karnal. Karnal from Haryana. So in a way it's correct. Now next one is Toastmaster Smriti faced how many board meetings?
2.
That's right. Now what is Toastmaster Sravan currently pursuing so far as studies are concerned?
Something in yoga.
Yes, that is very correct. He's pursuing masters in yoga. That's the more correct answer. So with that, I end my question and answers session here. And I really enjoyed today's session. And one takeaway from the meeting is that active listening makes you a better person, more focused, and more aware. The more you practice active listening, the better speaker you become. Thank you so much. Over to you, General Evaluator. That's the report from
Thanks
my
a
side.
lot, listener Toastmaster Sapna.
Thank
I
you.
know I have closed my general evaluator remarks a minute ago. I would make my report fast to ensure that we are on time. It was a gratifying and glorious experience at Gabbys We had Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster Sunil, who mentioned well on the decorum of the meeting. He clearly mentioned on taboo topics that Toastmasters International does not prohibit it, but Gabbys as a club recommends to stay in the line of not hurting others. So that was really well maintained and mentioned as well. Presiding officer Toastmaster Smruti very nicely connected back by saying to Toastmaster Sunil that, hey, your intro was symphony to the ears, sweet of you, and then calling the meeting to order officially. That's something that a lot of clubs miss, that presiding officer should say, now I'm calling the meeting to order, right? Guests were introduced really well. You asked them questions after they introduced, like, how did you get to know about Gabbys? You asked questions like, am I pronouncing the name correctly? You empathized with the guests really well to connect with them on a nice way, right? And then you also asked, is this the first Toastmaster meeting for you? And then you connected back saying you are in the right place on the right time. So kudos on that. You also mentioned Toastmasters is 100 years young organization. We have a family of 3 clubs in Gabbys, and theme of the meeting and Toastmaster of the day was introduced. Well done, kudos. Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Sri Lakshmi, very interactive. You asked us genres of the music, confirmed presence of Evaluator before you called in the speakers, a bit of transitional statements between the speeches that connect to the theme of the day, as well as that connect to the next speaker before you introduce them and the previous speaker. One statement as such can help. And you check properly with the timer once the speeches were over, whether everyone is qualified. And there was a soothing music during break time. I loved that part, which resonated to the theme as well wonderfully. And then the guest game on musics and then mentioning your playlist. Amazing. Timer of the day, you introduced separately the icebreaker and other speakers' timings, which is appropriate to do. Very well done. You explained the timing properly and the evaluation timings as well. Our counter, one recommendation is if you could join a bit earlier and try to AV check so that you don't face such issues on spot, because that takes you away from the flow of your role, right? So just try to do that. Join a few minutes before and try to practice or check your AV. Grammarian, you properly introduced your role. Now again, back on the report, timer gave a great report. Our counter gave tips as well after mentioning the counts. And grammarian spoke about the word of the day usages, good usages, gave just one improvement. Either we are extremely good at grammar or the grammarian was generous to let us go with our mistakes. So I don't know which one it is. It's up to anyone's guess. And listener of the day had really engaging questions for the audience as well. And I would love to say that the agenda was very beautiful, which was shared in the group. It is an amazing experience. We had a well-refined set of speeches, extremely well practiced, amazing evaluations, and amazing meeting today. With that, I proudly give it over to the Toastmaster of the day for closing remarks.
Could we give a round of applause for the general evaluator, TTM Deepak? Yeah. Thank you all for being a wonderful audience today, and hope you had a wonderful musical journey today. Since we have a couple more minutes, there is like one final activity which I would like to do, which is again guess the song, but it's not via audio, it's going to be via images. Okay. Just one second, I'll just share my screen. Yeah, hope my screen is visible.
Yes.
Okay, hope my screen is visible. I'll move ahead. So you would just need to guess the song, but it's going to be via images. It's all classic popular numbers. Any guesses, just go ahead, whether it's right or wrong. I can give you one clue. It's a rock song. Anyone in the chat window? You can just unmute and talk.
We are the champion.
No, it's not the champion. Sorry, DTM Deepak, I believe you're on mute if you're talking.
I remember this song. I'm not able to remember the exact name of the song, but oh my God, it's one of my
It's
favorite.
Eminem. Eminem is the artist.
Oh yeah, maybe them. Oh,
Okay, I'll move ahead with the next.
Despacito.
That's
Despacito.
correct.
Yeah.
That's correct. This is the K-pop number, a famous one.
7 days.
No. It's a group of 5 people.
BTS.
Correct. It's Dynamite. This is a classic number. I actually mentioned the name of the artist in the closing remarks.
Michael Bublé.
No.
Is this Edge?
No. Any other guesses? The artist is George Michael. It's Careless Whisper.
Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, that's the artist. The song. Okay,
Cannot
it's Young
remember.
Wild. Okay. This is the last one.
Fast and Furious. Wiz Khalifa.
No. He's a famous artist. Classic number, very famous one. Pop artist.
Is this Desert Rose?
No, I know it looks similar, but it's not. It's actually Hero by Enrique. Yeah. Thank you all once again. Yeah, thank you all for participating again. And before I hand over to the presiding officer, I would just like to end with a quote. Where words fail, music speaks. And this is by artist Hans Christian. Yeah, thank you all for the wonderful opportunity and hope you all enjoyed the session today and the musical journey. Thank you, and over to you, presiding officers, Toastmaster Smruti.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sri Lakshmi. Can we hear it for our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Sri Lakshmi? For enlightening us with those musical questions, the tunes, the images, and whatnot. And I'm glad to see the engagement from the audience equally. That comes to the woos and wows of the meeting, and that was the best part of the meeting. It is quite difficult. Well, let's not use the word difficult. It is quite challenging to engage the entire audience when we know we have only speeches and we have huge evaluators, double the evaluators. In such a meeting, it is difficult to hold the audience. And that what stood the best in this particular meeting. Kudos to our participants, all the participants, irrespective of your role, you try to engage well in the within the audience. Thanks to our role taker, our team mod, for putting those questions which are relatable for the audience. So can we please hear it once again for each one of us? And speaking about what we can do better, we are good. We are good with time. Let me not comment on it, but try to rather wrap my segment on time. And second, just a quick nudge to our team to please try to refine the introduction well. It is quite important to introduce someone in a proper way with the proper designation. And also, if we can try to work upon shortening the introduction. That's a very small thing, but we can definitely take care of the same. Okay, on that note, as I said earlier, let me go back and check with few of our guests who are still with us to understand what was your experience for this particular meeting. And parallelly, you can see the polls in front of you in the respective category. Polls are the sign of encouragement, a sign of love which you show for the respective role taker. Do not hesitate. Please vote for the respective category and soon we'll close the window. Meanwhile, May I check with, do we still have Mohantesh in the meeting? Mohantesh, would you like to share your thoughts about the meeting, please?
Yeah, Smruti. So today is my first, session in the Toastmaster. So what I've seen in the this Toastmaster is how speakers they structure their speech and their way of delivering the speech and their body language that I have I was just observed, and how you guys are evaluating speeches and how you are giving the suggestions and grammarian where they are doing the mistakes and feedback. So these all things I learned in this session.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mantesh, for staying till the end of the meeting. I'm glad on the behalf of Gabbys, we really thank you to make Gabbys as your first Toastmasters meeting. We were the one who at least help you understand the structure. So please keep on exploring the same. And when you feel the right fit, join our club because it is important to be within the club to practice more fluently. All the best for all your future endeavors from here. Thank you so much
Thanks,
once
Smruti.
again for
Thanks.
joining. Okay, may I now request who else? I did check with Puneet initially. Toastmaster Puneet, if you're still with us, your thoughts or feedback on the meeting, please. If you're speaking, you're on mute. Puneet Bhatia. Okay, no worries. Let me check someone else, and I see her on my screen. Priyanka, may I hear it from you? Your thoughts and feedbacks about the meeting, please.
Hi, I found this meeting to be quite exhilarating, especially because of the theme and how it was beautifully carried out by Toastmaster Sri Lakshmi. Thank you for making this session very engaging for the audience as well. I would definitely need a playlist recommendation post this meeting. About the speeches, very beautiful speeches. I could relate to most of them, and I found them quite inspiring as well. So the reason that the motive of me attending these meetings is to like enhance my public speaking skills, and I do feel that I am at the right place. And so, yeah, I look forward to more of such meetings. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Priyanka, for joining the meeting. Okay, let me take the last individual here to check. Okay, now our general evaluator has quite elaboratively shared his evaluation, but in general, DTM Deepak, how was your experience joining the meeting today, other than your evaluation part?
It was an amazing experience, especially being from an advanced club where we have the habit of having open evaluation, multiple evaluators, rebuttal. I know the value proposition it shows to our members and guests when multiple evaluators evaluate a speech. That was a cherry on the cake of a already high quality meeting today. This is one of the best experiences we are providing to transform souls via Toastmasters in these meetings. And thanks a lot for inviting me. I have a lot of takeaways and best practices to share with other clubs from today's meeting. So amazing experience. Thanks for making my workday evening amazing today.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Deepak, for your kind words. Okay, on that note, as I said, Gabbys is a family of 3 clubs. So don't, if you somehow missed one part or the other part, we are there. We got it all covered. Come for a Thursday meeting where you will get another blend, another combination of educational session, a table topic marathon as well. You want to know more about storytelling, structuring? Thursday meeting, we have arranged a special education session for all of you. Now, I know I'm not missing out on the result part. You did vote for your favorite one. So let me share the names here. We had our favorite auxiliary role taker here. All the auxiliary role taker, thank you so much for putting a lot of effort in sitting there quietly, making a note of everything and helping us as a speaker or evaluator to improve ourselves. With your maximum vote, The favorite auxiliary role taker of the evening is our listener, Toastmaster Sapna. Can we hear it for Toastmaster Sapna, please? Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sapna. Our second category was our
Thank you, Toastmaster
role taker.
Smruti.
You're most welcome. Thank you. Our next category was our role taker. I think even our Zoom moderators were holding their breath to stop the polling because it was a very close call. And with one vote, the maximum vote went to our general evaluator, distinguished Toastmaster Deepak. Can we hear it for him? And the third category was our evaluation. That was a very power-packed evaluator. 6 evaluators on the row and all qualified for the poll. Hands down, the vote went to distinguished Toastmaster Sourav Dutta for his evaluation. Congratulations. A quick call out, we had an icebreaker speech, hence no polling for the speech part. So as a presiding officer, I cancel it out. Well, those were our role takers whom you vote for the respective category, but congratulations to each and every one of you. Even if you didn't take a role, you showed up to the meeting. Showing up is more important to a Toastmasters meeting as a member, as a guest, or a visiting Toastmaster. So on those fine lines, please come back Thursday at 7 p.m. IST to witness another meeting of the Gabbys. Till that time, keep on learning and stay healthy. I hereby close the meeting of the Gabbys Online Toastmasters Club. Bye-bye.